Hey everybody, Marcus Crawford here with the Idaho Quadcopter channel. Hey, recently I had the opportunity to take the DJI Mini 2 out to Riverwalk Park in Star, Idaho, and do a little flight over the Boise River. I had been out there in the fall trying to get some of the fall foliage and stuff, and with some other drones. So I thought I'd go out there in the middle of winter, see what it looks like. And all the trees were bare, of course, no leaves on the trees and stuff, but just had a nice little flight with the Mini and looked around a little bit. The Mini 2 is just an amazing little drone. Every time I fly it, in a situation like that, I was in a park where I was surrounded by trees, so you have obstructions to the signal and so forth, but you would have never known it with the Mini 2. It just had a solid connection with that OcuSync 2 the whole time, and had a nice little flight and looked the area over. So without further ado, let's get this bird in the air, and hope you enjoy the flight. I got the drone all fired up and the app all fired up. I'm going to look at the safety menu real quick, make sure we've got everything going. It says all of our compass and IMU is normal, and we'll take a look at the battery. 4.3 volts on both, so that looks good. Start recording. We're in 4K 30 frames per second. Okay, let's take off here. I'm going to hold the drone up in my left hand, and I'm going to hit takeoff on the app and hold that down, and it'll take off for us here.
Take-off.
And there it just takes off out of your hand that easy. Let's yaw the drone around here. The drone was kind of moving a little bit funny there for a second, so I stopped. I've seen that before. I don't know if it's IMU related, but it was kind of twitching a little bit, so I paused there for a second to see what would happen. But we're looking good now. And I think we can do this. Let me bring it in here a little bit. So we've got some trees here, so we're going to have to gain some altitude pretty quickly. I'm going to drop the gimbal down because I know we're going to be going out there. Get it kind of pointed the right direction here. And reverse and up now. Reverse and up. And discretion is the better part of valor there. I couldn't really see depth perception wise that last tree, so I just stopped and gained some altitude and got over the top of it. And boy, we were close to that guy there, weren't we? And I saw a big eagle there. We're going to gain a bunch of altitude here, folks. I probably should have gained altitude a little bit faster. That was a little bit closer than I had intended. But you can see what we're looking at here. And it was funny. I just saw, what distracted me is I saw an eagle flying around there. And I don't think we caught it on screen with the camera on the drone. But a big eagle flew by, and it kind of caught me a little bit off guard. But this is where we're at. And this is kind of a dairy farm here that I'm kind of over at the top of now. Let's grab some altitude. We don't want to bother anybody. But you can see the Boise River here. Hence the reason they call this Riverwalk Park. Let's go out over the top of the river. Raise the gimbal up just a little. And you can see what we're looking at here. Those two ponds you see there off in the distance are artificial. And I think they're intended for some housing developments. So okay, I think we're safe here. We can drop some altitude a little. So let's get down just a little, kind of get over the river. And I see a helicopter off in the distance, but he is ways away and much higher than we are. But it is our obligation as pilots to give way to manned aircraft, so that's something that you always want to watch out for. Let's kind of get over the river here a little bit. And there's not a lot of water in the river this time of year, although they'll start opening up the head gates on the dam up at Lucky Peak and putting more water in the river as we go, as we get spring runoff. And we're supposed to get a lot of precip in this coming week, so that'll really pack the mountains with snow, which is, of course, what we want. We'll kind of move over the river here. And that aircraft is way to the north of us, so we're good there. So let's give you a look at Eagle, Idaho here. Or excuse me, Star, Idaho. I was over by Eagle just recently, so lots of development. I mean, this is typical of what you see of southwestern Idaho. Just a ton of development going on. I'm going to grab some altitude. Oh, the sun's coming out here, so we're going to have just a little bit of a breakup in the clouds this afternoon, and that's why I wanted to get out and fly.
Maximum flight altitude reached.
So we are clear at our, I've set 118 meters, and that makes, assures me that I'm well below our 400 meter max that we're allowed to fly at with a drone. And just head back this way and get a good look at this, at the territory here. We're kind of facing west at this point. And you can see another little pond down here that looks like it's pretty well iced over that I can see. Yeah, look at that. Pretty well iced over. Let's drop some altitude so we can get a better look. Boy, I'll tell you what, there's a walking trail. I don't know if you can see that off in the middle of the trees there. And if you were with your kids, you sure would want to be careful that they didn't get down into that for any reason. But that'll kind of tell you still how cold it is. It's plenty cold. And we'll come back over the top here. And that is, you can see the parking lot of the park that I'm standing in. And the other thing you're going to see, I'm going to go back over the river here. You're going to see a lot of fishermen here. So this, where you see those cars parked there off on the right-hand side, that's actually private property, and that's why I didn't park there. But they're okay with people parking there, I guess. And you know, you'll see people fishing here off of this little, I guess it's a bridge. You can see them there doing some fishing. And that's not exactly a dam, but I don't know what you would call that on the river there. But you can see that it's, I don't know, a little bit of a waterfall. I guess it is a little bit of a dam. It does hold the water back and kind of creates a wide spot in the river there. And you know, that's the reason a lot of people want to fish there. Well, we'll go the other direction here, but we're going to wait for it till we get a clear spot with all these cars. In fact, we'll throw it into sport mode so we can get moving when we get a clear spot. And yeah, we are good to go now. Full stick forward and threaded that needle between those cars going opposite directions. And this is the other, so the other side of the Star Road is what that bridge was that we went over, Star Road. And going further west on the Boise River here. And that's quite a house you see off on the right there. That's a heck of a mansion. Pretty cool place to live. I often wonder, though, some of these houses that are so close to the river here, I mean, it does flood from time to time. You know, they can control the water level to a large degree, but sometimes there's just so much water that it definitely does flood. Let's move back over the top of the river here. Well, you can see some beautiful properties by the side of the river, can't you? Lots of horse properties here. Okay, we'll go out here a little ways, and then we'll turn around and we'll come back and kind of get you a look at some of the farmland. Lots of agriculture in this area, although like I was pointing out before, yeah, so they're telling me that I was going too fast and it dropped the gimbal down there. Kind of startled me there for a second. I forgot I was in sport mode, but kind of a good time to be in sport mode here. Gets us moving pretty quick. Okay. This, I'm quite sure, is an artificial pond. I'm gonna go back into normal mode so that we don't mess with that gimbal. Look, I see some birds perched on the ice there, probably ducks. Let's go take a look at those guys. What do you think? Drop some altitude here. And we're not going to go over the top of them, but I'm going to use the zoom function to zoom in here. So let's zoom in. Yeah, you know, I can't tell from here if those are ducks or geese, but because on this little FPV screen, I just can't see that kind of detail. But I'll take a look at it when I get home, and when I get it off the SD card. Okay, let's start heading back this direction. And again, I wanted to show you, you know, that this is definitely agriculture based. They're growing hay here, and I think when we get on the other side of Star Road here, you'll see a dairy there. A dairy, well, it's a dairy farm where they're raising dairy cows. And looks like on this side too. Look at all that hay. Holy cow. And you can see here where they're growing a lot of that hay too. And there, as we move forward here a little bit, you can see those silos off in the distance there. And we got some kids yelling and screaming in the background if you wondered what that was. This is a park, by the way. Okay, I think we can get over the top of Star Road here. Looks like we got a nice open spot here. Perfect. So we got across the road there, no problem. And here's the cows. And some more hay fields. And a lot more cows. Yeah, look at this. Looks like they've got hay set up there. Well, we're down to about 39% battery, so let's bring it on back in here. And again, I want to point out to you that what you're looking at in the distance there is a little hamlet called Star, Idaho. And when I say a little hamlet, that's a little bit of a misnomer. Obviously, lots of growth. Let's stop here for a second and just get a look around a little bit, and you'll see the size of this area. And there are tons of folks moving into Idaho, looking for the kind of lifestyle that we have here in this state. Yaw back the other way a little bit. You know, when I moved here a little over 20 years ago, Star, Idaho was just a wide spot in the road, but boy, there's a lot of homes there now. So I'm going to move forward, and you'll see the park that we're at here. And I'm going to stay high enough, and we will bring this baby straight down, and we'll do a hand catch. There I am. You can see me standing there. Let's bring the drone down. And we got trees there, so I want to make sure I miss all those tree branches. And it looks like we are. I'm going to pick up that camera so you can see where we're at. Turn the drone around. Okay, I'm going to turn this camera around so that we're not facing into the sun now. And let's bring the drone in. And one of the things that I like to do is grab it from the back, because that's where the sensors are on the drone. So essentially what we're going to do is we're just going to hold our hand underneath the drone and pull down on the left stick. And initially you'll see the drone rise up when it sees my hand under there, but then it'll once it realizes that it's time to land, it'll go into landing mode.
Landing.
And there we are. It's as easy as that. So, okay, I'm going to stop recording here real quick. All right. Let me shut things down here, and we'll do a quick conclusion. Hey, so I hope you enjoyed that. Got a little kind of a look at the lay of the land, and you know, here in southern Idaho right now, we've got this push and pull between a lot of population coming in and urban development and traditional agriculture. And I thought this video really showed that, you know, showed how things are getting developed real fast, but then you still also have some real serious agriculture going on. So, and I suppose that's the same in a lot of areas of the world right now. But in any case, it was just fun to show that with the Mini. Again, I'm just so impressed by the way the Mini 2 flies. When you have it up in the air, you don't even know that it's not a bigger Mavic drone. It flies and handles like the other drones, and the video quality is just so impressive. So in any case, I guess that's about it. This is Marcus Crawford with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out. And if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. Most of all, I really do appreciate you taking the time to check out this video. And yeah, of course, we'll see you on the next one. DJI Mini 2, just an amazing little product. All right. See you guys later. Bye now.